Welcome or welcome back. Do you know the feeling when you're trying to put some extra effort into making things you are really enthusiastic about and you want to figure out how to make things easier and better, but the whole process is full of obstacles and pitfalls behind obstacles, so you don't see the pitfall before jumping over the obstacle and all that? I had a really bad experience with one image where I pretty much pulled the rug out from below my own feet. Is that how you say that? I hope. With nothing but carelessness, and let's be honest, I just decided to work hard instead of working smart at one point, because of course I did. And it tanked my whole process for multiple days and possibly spoiled an image. I'm going off track, that will be a video on its own. There's a topic I want to talk about in this video. Okay, so it's gonna be a more personal little talk, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I've been procrastinating on making a proper video this entire week. I have a ton of footage. I just need to sit down and edit, but at least I recorded material for multiple videos, so that's a plus. So here I am typing down a script because I'm still not able to just speak without one, because that would require even more editing. What else did you think? Now this way I at least have an opportunity to just put my thoughts into words and turn this into some sort of an audio diary entry thingy. So what are we going to be talking about today? I want to talk about my workflow. One of my goals lately has been trying to optimize and improve my workflow, because recently I had to admit that the amount of time and energy I'm wasting on working with absolutely no brain power, just trying to make images with a brute force method. See, the way I work is I make half-ass sketches, then I convince myself that I'll fix issues when blocking in colors, or by making a second version of the sketch, all of that, then I convince myself that I'll fix them through the rendering. Guess what? That's when the things fall apart, because there is no way of procrastinating anymore there. I either fix every issue through the rendering, and when I say issue, what I mean sometimes is that my characters don't even have a readable face, but I somehow convince myself that it will be ended in the end as if I was some sort of a super genius or just a wizard or something who's able to do just that. Either this, or I just go with the okay, next time will be better method, but guess what, next time is never better. So I just had to admit that this is a process I had to really change. So I've been working on my gesture drawings and on my sketches, and lately I've been trying out how to make proper line arts. I had some experience with this kind of faking a line art, you know, when I almost just added extra lines in the end, effectively doing it just as ineffectively as before, but with producing incoherent and strange results. Yes, that was pretty much a dead end. There's an artist whose influence might actually be visible on my works if somebody knows the originals, and this artist is Up the Hill, or Up the Hill Art. She just released her first full Pen Smiley fanfiction, by the way, recently, for those 0 people who are watching this and are interested in things like that. She also illustrated it. Extra amazing. What was I talking about? Yes, I've been doing some studies. I even shared one recently, this portrait of Bill Weasley, and I don't want to fall into a trap of becoming a copycat of Up the Hill, so by all means I want to walk an extra mile and add my own classic rendering stage on top of things I do with a similar method to Up the Hills. The main thing I'm trying to focus on here, which is something I'm still struggling to achieve, is to make a proper sketch. You know, one that could be actually used as a standalone image and not just some horrific monster of a scribble that I'll spend 9 hours fixing at the rendering stage, but an actual base that is capable of supporting my whole painting process after that. There are many people with similar workflows, but what I saw is most of them actually stop at the point when they build up the image from layers, with just the sketch being left on top of the whole stack, which can look really good if you're actually skilled in line art, unlike me, so that's also part of the reason why I do some extra rendering on top of those. But also adding my own personal touch is an important part of that. What I'm working on to achieve here is using my prior knowledge to turn the results of this rather different method into pictures similar to what I made in the past. But also right now I'm trying to leave in some line art, especially outlines of human characters. I might scrap that entirely and go back to making them with a fully rendered look, but this one feels a little bit more artistic, like a combination of drawing and semi-realism. One way for me to really try this out in practice was starting a series of 13 half-body portraits for a challenge. Videos about that are incoming when they will be ready. Yes, because the best way of dealing with 100 unfinished projects is to start a new one. Every creative person agrees that this is not only the objectively best method, but only the one method. I feel like this video has too many sarcastic jokes, so I stop. For now, one pretty huge negative symptom I'm experiencing is that my brain is constantly trying to convince me that I'm not making any progress while I'm doing anything but the long, mindless rendering, because I'm just so used to doing that for the longest part of the process. But now my hopes are that I'll be able to make the sketch, the line art, the color blocking, and adding the lights and shadows on separate layers my longest part of the process. And I'm working towards it being a beneficial change to make my end results better and my whole workflow much more reliable, less frustrating and as effective as it can be. Or I'll just revert back to my 2021 method and skill set in 3 months, and in that case just scratch everything I just said. One thing I almost forgot is that right now everyone seems to be obsessed with Hogwarts Legacy, and I haven't said it on YouTube, but I will not make any Hogwarts Legacy art. 2 reasons. The obvious one is that I'm not comfortable directly supporting J.K. Rowling's new IP, and I don't want to contribute to the hype either. I'd feel bad if I didn't say anything, but without going into details, if you are still thinking about buying the game, please consider not buying it, or at least not buying it at full price. The same thing goes to all the official merch. Consider watching this video if you don't get why I'm saying that. The other reason is pretty much the same why I don't make Marauders or next generation fan art. I'm simply not interested. See, I always felt that there are 2 big camps in the Harry Potter fandom, and one of those are the ones who are really interested in the whole magic part, the school, the wizarding world, the creatures, all of that, and this game is really for those people. But I'm in the other camp who is interested in the characters much more, to the point when I'm having a strange parasocial relationship with half of Dumbledore's army, and they are missing from that game, so I'll go read some weird fanfictions, but for now, have a nice day, do some art, and don't forget to have fun while doing that. Farewell. All I want to say is that I saw what you all did to Professor Garlic.